Now before I begin this video, be sure to stay till the end. I'm going to recreate this video with this monocle cobra. And I'm also going to go over a series idea I have. So stay till the end. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today we're doing another reaction video. And this video is on another bite. Snake bite. This one is to the face. But as I've explained before, with reaction videos, in order for fair use, you gotta transform the media so you don't get copyright struck. So I'm gonna be pausing throughout to give commentary, talk about things as they're happening, etc. So if you're not here to hear me pause and talk a bunch, go watch the original video. It'll be linked in the description. But subscribe if you're new. Typically I post videos on venomous snakes, so talking about them, working with them, and doing any topics or going over things that you want to hear about, so leave video suggestions. But check out my other stuff too. But let's get to it. You ready? Alright, let's get to this.
Of all the snakes Rex will handle today, the aggressive King Brown is full of more venom than any other Australian snake.
They don't like people too much, so if I move near him, he doesn't like movement. See the neck flattening out? He doesn't like it at all. He wants to be left alone. But if I stay nice and still, you see he goes straight past me. So if you've got a snake close to you, you stand really still, wait till they move away from you. Very simple idea.
Alright, actually before we even get further into this, the snake is a King Brown snake. Now, if you're not familiar with Australian snakes, all Australian venomous snakes are elapids. They have no vipers in Australia. They're all elapids. You know, elapids are those with the cobras, the mambas, the taipans, coral snakes, all those. So, this is a King Brown snake. Even though it has that common name, King Brown, it's not in the same genus as the actual brown snakes. The genus that they are in is Pseudechis. Probably pronouncing that wrong. I'll probably put it up on the screen. Pseudechis, which are the black snakes. Not black snakes like here in the United States. The black snakes in Australia are venomous and elapids. Now they are the red-bellied black snake, my favorite probably. But again, King Brown, also called the mulga snake, is not in the eastern brown snake and western brown snake. It's not in their genus. They're in the black snake genus. So despite that common name, not a brown snake.
How lethal is this guy?
These guys hold more venom than any other snake in Australia. So he could potentially hold, 300 or 400 milligrams of venom. So when these guys bite, they chew into the bite. Lots of venom comes out. If you're bitten by one of these, it hurts like hell because they're breaking muscle tissue down.
Now, you were showing me close to boot
Yep.
there. You were saying he sometimes strikes your boot.
Definitely, especially with my shoes, because where I work, of course, I'm dealing with mice and rats all the time, and occasionally I've got a bit of mouse smell on my shoe. And the old snake will wander past, and it might look like a shoe, but if it smells like a mouse, it's a mouse.
So let's go over a few things. You heard him talk about the snake just going in the direction that he is. That if he stays still, it'll go past. That's true. But you also saw him wiggling his feet in front of the snake, teasing it. Now, also mentioning that he has mice scent because of where he works, walking where a bunch of rodents are. And that the snake has struck his boot. So take all these factors in. A little bit of teasing, the scent of prey, to what's going to come next. Now move the little picture, my face picture, whatever. I don't even know the terms in this reaction video as area. But I made it a little smaller since I noticed it was interfering with some of the video. So hopefully this is better.
So they'll have a good go at your shoe. A couple of days ago, we just had a dog bitten in town and died within about half an hour. And the worst thing about dogs is they get their nose right up close to them, just like I've done here. The snake will get a bit of a fright and have a bit of a nip on the nose, and it's because it's so close to the brain, they can die very quickly.
All right, so that's a very good point. Dogs get bit because they're sticking their face. You know, they might just be sniffing it, just curious. But a face in any animal, especially up close, it's taken as aggression, and an animal will defend itself. He's aware of this. Just remember that. He is aware that sticking your face in an animal's face can frighten it and make it act defensively. I haven't watched this for a while, but I forgot this part. I didn't know he was aware of that.
Little fella.
Strange, huh? He's doing the same thing. Let's see what happens. I think you know what happens by the title.
Right on the nose.
There's not too many people in the world that would let a venomous snake touch their nose. Why are you doing that?
Oh, basically, he's only having a smell. As long as I don't smell like a mouse, I should be pretty okay.
You're not frightened at all, are you?
No. Now, if you smell like a mouse, then you've got big problems. But as long as you don't, you're pretty well fine.
Another thing with elapids, if you've worked something more general that most people might, or that are into snakes, may have experience with things like king snakes, non-venomous snake. Even if they are curious, like he said, he's not worried about getting bit because it's in a curious mode. Not taking into the factors of waving the foot in front or sticking your face in, because even though that can elicit a defensive response, a lot of snakes will let you get away with that, sticking your face in it, doing all this stuff, but it can also cause that defensive reaction. But like I was saying about king snakes, elapids are like this. They'll sometimes, king snake will be crawling on you, put its mouth and just nip you curiously, kind of like, what is this? Not even like a food response or a defensive bite, more like a curious, what is this, and just bite. Cobras and other elapids, I've noticed very similar to king snakes in that they'll do that.
I mean, I do this because I'm used to handling a snake, but any person outside, you just wouldn't do it because you're going to flinch, and as soon as you flinch, they'll strike at you. Go away, fly.
What happens next?
So he mentioned another thing that should be known. The movements can, again, generate a defensive response, a bite. He's flinching to these flies or whatever. I'll move it back some since I paused it while the guy was talking.
Go away, fly.
What happens next was never meant to happen.
You okay?
Hope so.
Just a nice little love tap. Let's go back and watch that again.
You okay?
Hope so.
What happened then?
Oh, he had to go up my nose. Just open that bag up.
Has he got you? Did he get you?
Oh, I hope not.
Seriously, let's get the snake in there and look at that nose of yours.
No blood?
No, it seems like you're okay, mate. Well, that was pretty damn close. You okay?
Oh, go on back and have a look in the car first.
That strike could kill Rex, but he remains calm.
Oh, we'll see how things go.
So the, what is it called? Host? Can't think of words right now. The host is right. He is remaining calm. That's the best thing to do. Seems like the host is asking so many questions, but he's staying calm, which is good. So that's a positive. Now, elapids have these short, fixed fangs. Tiny. Not like the vipers that have those mobile, hinged fangs. But that doesn't really make a difference with a bite. They don't need to latch on and chew. A quick tap like that is enough.
I feel okay at the moment. Let's have a look.
Just one minute amount of venom could be fatal.
There's a very slight nick. Yeah, there's a little slight nick under there, but hopefully it's just a dry bite.
A dry bite would mean no venom was injected.
This is quite serious, Rex. You've been bitten.
No need to head to the hospital, he decides, but rather time to release his attacker.
Okay, we'll just
Now that's ridiculous. No, or time to release the attacker. They mentioned dry bite, no venom injected. Snakes do have the ability to control. So, if it's not, the worst type of bite would be a food response bite. And that's gonna generally occur in captivity because when you open the enclosure, for instance, routine is typically probably food comes in. So if you get bit with a food response bite, most likely you're going to get a wet bite, meaning venom's going to be injected. If it's like this curious bite like I'm talking about, which is what this seems to be, or a defensive bite, there's a high percentage of dry bite. But yeah, attacker, come on now. You see how they word things on TV shows? Does it look like an attack? Can we put some responsibility on the handler?
go and release this thing.
Rex has been remarkably fortunate.
No
The
blood.
snake failed to inject venom.
Okay, mate. I mean, that was pretty damn close.
Rex survived an attack by the most poison-laden of all Australian snakes.
He's itching to get away. Well,
He did his
let's
job
see.
instead and saved them.
We'll just let him go.
Today, the king brown returns to its desert kingdom.
Yeah, the wording is ridiculous. It's not an attacker. Now let's go over some things before I actually recreate this with one of my snakes. Now for this ending part and everything, I'm going to actually use one of my snakes, so the rest of it's going to be filmed with a snake. Alright, let's go over a few things while I have this beautiful monocle cobra out. Another elapid. This one's from Asia. So before recreating it with her, let's talk about a few things. Now Australia, very rare for somebody to die from a snake bite. Similar to the United States, very, very rare. Very unlikely. Even though they have the most venomous snakes on earth, the taipan, the brown snakes, all these snakes, medical treatment, it's highly unlikely to die by snake bite. That being said, king browns, even less likely. I think the last one was like in the 1950s or somewhere around there. Long time. But all that being said, you see what caused the bite. Sticking his face in front of it. Luckily, no venom injected. Dry bite. But yeah, he did all the things, and he was aware of these things. He mentioned all the mistakes he made. He literally knows. I would expect him not to understand sticking your face in a snake's face will elicit a defensive reaction. But he already knew. And he still did it. But anyways, let's recreate this. Are you kidding? I don't need a reaction video made of me getting a bite. That's what you guys would like, huh? Huh? Anyways, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be doing more reaction videos to some other clips. Send me some if you have some clips you'd like me to react to. And the new series thing that I told you I'd mention about is a whole series on Venom. Just Venom. Going over lots of different things. So like the first episode or whatever will be going over what Venom is, the definition, differences between venom and poison, examples of poisonous animals, examples of venomous animals. That'd probably be like the first episode. Is that something you'd enjoy? Just a whole thing on venom. Now, venom's something that I very not confident in, so it'll be good for me to learn as well. Anything that involves differing information on. So what I mean by that is, if you look up stuff about monocle cobra venom, you'll find certain stuff on venom about the monocle cobra. Then you go somewhere else and you'll find different stuff. And whenever there's differing things, and I'm talking about research, scientific papers, whenever there's differing information, it causes confusion in my brain. I don't know which one's accurate. So yeah, hopefully this will be something you enjoy, and I'll get to working on the first episode. But let me know if that's something you're going to be interested in. I love you all. Also leave video topic suggestions, subscribe. Let's get to this. I'm trying to grow, trying to do things that you guys want to see, and yeah, love you all. Be back soon.